We didn't get the Phil welcome one and all.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Well. Welcome one and all. I couldn't see any video of any kind over here. Welcome one and all to the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast for our official preview and prediction of Elimination Chamber. Welcome one and all. Raise glasses, your libations, whatever you have, to steal a line from Scott Adams, your cup, your glass, your stein, your chalice, your mug, your flask, your vessel of any kind. Fill it with your favorite liquid. I tend to like very nice single malt whiskeys, and raise it to your lips as we all take our first simultaneous sip this evening. Folks, go.
Got it.
All the better with simultaneity. I'm sorry. It just is. Is it just me, or was that just a little better than normal?
So felt
folks, yes, it did. It did. So, folks, thank you all for being here. We've already got folks flooding in as we speak to one of the fastest growing wrestling podcasts in the world. I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your king of extreme, Phil KOE, joined by two of my indomitable broadcast partners, the ones and the onlys, and I'll let them introduce themselves, the men who need no introductions. Tony, Chicken, take it away.
The 8-time champion, Tony fucking G. Like, share, subscribe. Folks, we are coming at you live here on a Saturday night to preview and predict WWE Elimination Chamber 2021. This is an event that I historically do quite well at, so I am fully intending to become a 9-time champion tomorrow to beat this man, the 2-time champion. That's you, Chicken. And he's muted.
Oh!
Why is he muted?
He muted himself on his own show. My
He muted
God,
himself?
Man.
Mute
I don't know. I didn't know it.
no
Chicken. You can't
bounds.
blame me.
That wasn't
You can't blame me on this one.
Yo, Mutgate knows no bounds.
Nope.
God,
you
no,
even
my
muted
I think that's
yourself.
just that's a
Like,
champ trying to get sympathy. It's not going to
take the
work.
trail off of himself.
You know,
he's trying to take the trail off of himself.
It is what it is. But the reigning 2-time undisputed RWP champion, your WrestleMania, I've been so blessed, your COVID WrestleMania champion. I was your Christmas Miracle champion. It's just been such an honor to be to bring glory back to the belt after these two, whatever you want to call them, champs, the 8-time loser trying to be a 9-time loser eventually. I'm glad to put some
ne'er-do-well.
Yes. Put some glory back behind the gold. All right. We'll keep the gold and leather here, folks. I'm confident my picks tonight should be a really, really good show and good prediction. Look forward to beating you both.
Now that's so funny because Chicken, I'm going to defeat you this Sunday at Elimination Chamber for the title, and it's going to come home. And even if you're reluctant to send the belt, don't worry, Chicken. I will come to you and take that belt personally if I have to, because that is what a real champion does. And I am the champion's champion, the people's champion, the people's choice, the Lord of the Scottish Highlands, the King of Extreme, the conqueror of the ethereal, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that makes the other podcast cower, Phil KOE. And I'm coming for you, Chicken. I was 1 point behind last time, and you had the 3-point edge win advantage to barely eke one out over your King of Extreme, so you'd better watch out. I know everybody counts out the great KOE, but when he's down and out, that's when he makes the comeback, and you'd better watch it, Chicken.
We shall see. We shall see. What do we got, Tony?
That for a while.
I bet.
Well, now that
sounded like it.
I think that's all we've got for tonight, folks. Holy shit, Jesus! I guess that's just tomorrow. My God, no, we're gonna grade this on a few different ways. As always, we get 1 point for predicting the match correctly, whoever the winner is. But we have a couple other strange predictions we have to make on this show. And of course, since it's three of us, we got to have a small tiebreaker situation. So we're going to have a half a point prediction as well. So first and foremost, we're going to get a half a point to predict the opening match and the main event. If you get that correct, you get a half a point regardless. That'll help break up the tiebreaker. Also, the Raw Women's Championship match. Lacey Evans on Monday Night Raw announced to the world that she is in fact pregnant. So she is clearly not going to be able to be in this match, and she's legitimately pregnant. It's not Ric Flair's. It's actually her husband's. It's okay. We can talk about this. Another shitty timing thing.
Well,
the Raw Women's Champion.
You're making some heavy assumptions
the game
there.
told him, woo! Not the dirtiest player.
All right,
in the game.
no, you want the
Sorry.
hefty assumption? You want the hefty assumption of the fucking evening, folks, right here, right there. Justin, Chris, my money is going to be on Tony this time. You damn right it is. You know why? Because I'm going to be a 9-time champ. All right? It's just in the cards, and it's happening tomorrow night.
I don't know about all that, you rapscallion ne'er-do-well. So, folks, should we start off with what we think the opener is going to be? Or have you gone through all the rules yet?
Okay, yeah, no, I think we've got the rule. Basically, we've got to predict who's going to go up against Asuka, and then, of course, whoever wins the match. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of discrepancy in some of these, but luckily, since we have two chamber matches, there is some room for some surprises to happen, and I think it's going to be not a great pay-per-view by any means, but I think the chamber matches specifically are going to be really good ones. So let's start this off. Worth half a point each. Let's predict the opener and then the main event. So, Phil, would you like to start this one off? Yep.
I think the opener will be the Universal Championship #1 contender Elimination Chamber match. I truly think that will be the opening match. Because normally, if you're going to have two cage matches in a night, you got to open with one of them. You got to space it out. Otherwise, even the TV viewing audience is going to have a problem with that. And if you're going to do something screwy or fucky, you get it out of the way early. So I think they're going to actually open the show proper. Who knows what's going to make the pre-show? But that's a different issue. But the show proper, I'm putting the Universal Championship #1 contender Elimination Chamber match. And the main event, I thought, just to be an asshole, I was like, clearly it's going to be the Triple Threat United States match, right? No. I'm going to go with Roman Reigns defending his Universal Championship. So that's going to be the main event as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. I'm going to go kind of the other direction with this. I think that the main event is going to be the Roman Reigns title match. I think you're right on that. I'm going to write that down real quick. But I think the semi-main event is going to be the Universal title chamber match, because that way whoever wins that is completely destroyed, worn out, exhausted, beaten down, and destroyed and bloody, and then Roman Reigns comes out and defends his title against them. I think that's how it's going to go.
You know, I could also see them doing the opposite way, which would go against my main event pick, but the minute the chamber's done as the opener, the cell lifts up and down comes Roman Reigns. All right, you wanted your match? Here's your match. I could also see that happening.
Yeah.
But I do see them promoting this as a proper card. Reigns is the kind of guy that, no, the man see him starting to pull those moves. Now, he didn't seem to have a problem at Hell in a Cell, but I think it's going to begin and end as a Roman Reigns show.
I'm going to go with my opening match is going to be if it's not on the pre-show, I'd assume the Women's Tag Team Championship match, but I'm just going to go out on a limb with this one, and I'm going to say the U.S. title is going to be the opener.
Okay. Chicken, what do you got for your half-point picks?
I'm more I don't know. I'm kind of split on this one. I think I'm more aligned with Tony on this one. I think we all agree Roman Reigns is going to be the main event.
Okay.
I think it will be the women's tag team champs to open it up, though. That was a newly announced match. The only other one I could see is if they try to do the Asuka thing right away just to get it out of the way, especially if they didn't plan it out and don't know what the fuck they're going to do, because They probably don't. That might be the first one, but
That's
I'm gonna
fair.
go with the women's tag team match.
Now, to
That's
open
fair.
the show proper or open the pre-show? That needs to be, if they put that on the pre-show and it
That's to
doesn't make it
open
on
the
the show
proper.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure that doesn't become
The
a
curtain
rabble
jerker of the pay-per-view.
tomorrow night.
No, if we were
When
going to
would we
predict
ever
the pre-show,
complain
I
about
think it would be the
slight?
women's tag.
I was about to say, when do we ever get pedantic about what's a point and not a point? That's never happened here
Mr.
at the
Tiebreaker that
Revolutionary
didn't
Wrestling.
fucking tie.
You can go back and see the video evidence for yourself,
All right.
folks. Your king of extreme will be vindicated.
All right. Let's just start this off real quick. I'm going to pop it up. Can I just say, for anybody watching who ever frequents or checks out the WWE website to try to get an idea of a preview for the pay-per-views, they do a piss poor job of this. Like, it is so hard to navigate that website anymore.
How hard is it to update the website? Yeah, like seriously.
I know. It is. It's annoying. I don't understand why it's such a pain in the ass. I really, truly don't. But I've got their website popped up. I'm going to pop it up, obviously, just to kind of show you what the match is. So here we go. This is the one we are going to start talking about first. Like Chicken said, this was a late edition a bit. You've got the tag champs, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, the two-time tag champs, going up against SmackDown Women's Champion, Sasha Banks, and the number one contender for, we assume, her title, Bianca Belair, the winner of the 2021 Women's Royal Rumble, and will face either her or Asuka at WrestleMania. Pretty clear that they're setting up the Sasha Banks Bianca Belair match for WrestleMania. So I guess, what do you guys think is going to happen here? Because they could go a couple of ways with this. You could clearly add some turmoil between Sasha and Bianca in this one by having them just fuck this up really bad, lose embarrassingly, or you could go with that old Stone Cold Shawn Michaels storyline they tried to do when they were having a heated rivalry. They won the tag team championships, but they couldn't trust each other. So I could really see this going either way. What are you guys thinking?
I'll take this one first. I honestly I don't like the idea of that happening. The Shawn Michaels Stone Cold thing. No, repeating that is a terrible idea. You're right. The Banks Belair WrestleMania matchup right around the corner. This is going to be a great setup for it. As long as Nia Jax doesn't injure anybody, I think this is pretty easy. Jax, Baszler, walk away with this one. But I'm not a big NXT. I'm still trying to really get back into this at a faster pace. So I'm not as familiar, but I hear a lot of buzz coming from the NXT Women's Champions and a lot of buzz of they want to see Nia Jax and Baszler and kind of get that type of rivalry going and maybe bring some style and some class back to the women's tag team champions, because lately they've been toilet paper that people just keep throwing away, and it changes every month. It's not a real belt. Might as well retire it at this point, is a lot of the other downplaying rumors. So no, I think this is your chance to put a little luster, prestige, and have something to look forward to with women tag team champs. Hopefully that's what the writers are thinking, but it's WWE, so you never know.
Okay. Did we lose Phil?
We have momentarily. He's popping back on.
Okay. I think I had my cam mic on, so do I sound any better now?
Yeah, you sound good now.
Okay. Yeah. I'm fucking problems again tonight, folks.
yeah, all around the board, we all got problems. Anyway, Phil,
Extremeness was just too much. It's like when Shin Godzilla gets too hot and he has to just freeze up. Like, so yeah, that's what happened here, folks. I'm so sorry. But now what? Speaking of Shin Godzilla, I think Shayna Baszler is going to be the monster of this match, and she's just going to kind of wrestle around her partner, Nia Jax, who will be like the frozen Shin Godzilla. And I think somehow, some way, Nia Jax is going to retain via Shayna Baszler doing very good submission wrestling. Regardless, and it doesn't really matter. I've even heard that it might not be Banks and Belair that's the actual team that challenges them. And if that's the case, if they don't even know at this point who's actually going to do the grappling and the wrestling, I'm going to go ahead and say that it's going to be Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. I just don't really see them taking the belts off of them.
Every inch of me is like, yeah, you got to pick the women's tag team champions here. But at the same time, I can't get that idea of them trying to create this unholy unity of Banks and Belair being the champs heading into WrestleMania. But they'd have to end up dropping them before Mania. You just can't have that. I'm really torn here. I want to pick Banks Belair. I can't. I got to go with the tag champs here. I think this is going to end up being on the pre-show anyway. That's why I'm going to go with the champs retain. Yeah, Belair, Banks, it'd be fun, but yeah, I'm going to go Jackson Baszler before I talk myself out of it.
Okay.
Oh, you can keep talking. Go ahead and talk yourself right out of it, T. The Banks and Belair, they're the up-and-comers.
They are really good.
The star of tomorrow. I mean, why wouldn't they put the belt on her, T?
It creates some awesome drama, like you said.
Yeah.
Like you said.
Yeah. I
want
want
you can
to.
trust this face, right?
Can't do it. Let's move on. Let's talk about the Raw Women's Championship match. Obviously, you see here Lacey Evans. She is no longer in the match, as I mentioned before. We don't know. We don't know who the hell Asuka's going to be facing. This is kind of I can't believe they put themselves in this situation again. Like they had no long-term plan here. Lacey Evans was never going to win this match. Okay, let's face it. I would love to see her with a title reign. I think she's finally come along in her own right to be good enough, and then now she's obviously going to be taking time off to have a pregnancy. So what do you do? They could go a bunch of ways with this. This could be a way to reintroduce somebody that's been off TV for a while. People instantly want to talk about the last person that had a pregnancy come up, or Becky Lynch. I don't think that's going to happen here. Let's pick first. Who do you think is going to step up and take Lacey Evans' place?
Oh boy, I'm not sure I'm ready to necessarily make my mind up. I kind of want to hear thoughts on this because it really comes down to three people in my mind. It's either Peyton Royce is probably the favorite choice, being the partner. Then there's like the dream Rhea Ripley. That would be fucking awesome. No matter who won, it'd be cool to have her be a surprise entry on this. And then you have like the writer's pick would be Charlotte. Just to piss everybody off, and I kind of like the latter of the three. The last two sound better to me. I'm really hoping they don't do Peyton Royce, but Now, what are your thoughts?
Is this worth half a point, or is this just our thoughts?
No, this is a full point. Whoever steps up and takes the slot in the match.
NXT call up Io Shirai.
Ooh,
really
interesting.
Yep, that's what I'm throwing in there as, they got to give this to an NXT call up. They can't just the same old roster. It's got to be somebody that they're calling up, and I think it's Io's time. That's just my take on it. So I know that might be interrupting some storylines or whatever, but hey, it would be the wow, holy shit, wow. So that's what I'm going with on that one. In terms, I think it's going to be a hell of a match, and she's going to come up short, and Asuka's going to retain.
Okay. Okay, so you've got Asuka to retain against Io Shirai. Let me write down Asuka. I don't think it's going to be Charlotte. Personally, I don't think it's going to be Charlotte because I hope, I pray that they are gearing up for the rematch at WrestleMania of Charlotte versus Asuka, because that thing at WrestleMania 34 was just fucking outstanding. God, that was a great match. That was the match where Phil and I got. We were having a great time watching that show, regardless. When Charlotte tapped Asuka out, that was during her undefeated streak, and we lost our shit. We marked out. This was a great match, and they've fought before. They fought after this. but it hasn't been on that big grand stage like WrestleMania. So I think that's kind of what they're gearing up here towards. So I don't think you're going to see Charlotte in this match now, because Lacey Evans was going to be Charlotte's feud. With Lacey Evans out of the picture, it's got to go to Asuka. So they don't need to rush it here. I would love to see Rhea Ripley. I think that makes literally the most sense. Rhea Ripley, they need to make up their minds. What the hell are they doing with her? They have been bumbling her push for a year now.
Yep.
And I think if they put her in here, this is just another loss, unless they put the belt on her, which I don't see happening this close to WrestleMania. So I think they're going to go with the safe bet, and it's going to be Peyton Royce. Oh. Since she is Lacey Evans' partner, I think that she's going to step in. Asuka and Peyton have had matches in NXT. They've had good matches. I think it'll be an okay match. I think it's the lazy booking last-minute decision, and I don't think she stands a chance. So I've got Asuka to retain against Peyton Royce.
After hearing that, it just kind of confirms my thoughts. I agree. I think it's going to be Peyton. I want it to be Rhea Ripley so fucking bad. I kind of want it to be Charlotte too, but Rhea Ripley would be fucking amazing. It's not going to happen. It's going to be Peyton, and Asuka's going to retain. It would be so cool if it was Rhea, though, because then you can almost have like a Charlotte, Rhea, and Asuka three-way at WrestleMania. Like, that would be fucking cool. You got enough time to build it. You got, what, like 5? Yeah, there's plenty of time between now and then to really build on it. It's not going to happen. Peyton Royce.
Rhea Ripley would be my second pick, honestly, because you got to give this to somebody from NXT. They need this rub. Okay, like that's the women's division in NXT has not been getting the same attention as the men's NXT call-ups has as of late, and this is something to really shine a spotlight where it hasn't been as of late.
Well, but to be fair, the men's NXT call-ups, they're great for about 2 to 3 months. Remember how great they did with like Ricochet and Aleister Black?
No.
What are they doing these days? Oh, and Andrade. Oh, that's right. He's not doing shit now.
No. Even like Keith Lee and Matt Riddle. I will not call him Riddle. Matt Riddle.
We're
they're
getting
having
there.
a hard time. No, I won't, because that's just giving in to the WWE's business model idea of we don't want to allow anybody to get too big. If they get too big to the point where they don't need WWE anymore, we can't control them. And now we're wondering why, why haven't they been able to build new stars in the last 5 years when at the same time their business model revolves around not allowing their talent to be as marketable as possible? I wonder how that funny that, but anyhow, we move on.
Well, speaking of those NXT call-ups, here we go.
Here we go.
I didn't miss anything on that, right? Chicken, you got Asuka, you got Peyton, you pretty much piggybacked off me, but that's why I'm an 8-time champ and you're only a 2-time.
Yeah.
It's okay.
All right.
Ouch,
what do you say, boss?
ouch.
Whatever
Now,
you say, boss. I'm just bringing
Can
some
I take
glory
this one
and
first?
some
I'll take it
style
first
and
if you
class back to the championship. That's all I'm here for.
No, I mean, that's fine. That's fine.
May I take this one first, gentlemen? Okay. All right. Here's my prediction for this match and just going forward. All right. Now, stay with me here, folks. In about a trillion years, our universe is going to die of heat death, where every heat molecule in the entire universe will die out, and any way to fuel any heat will be done. And that will be how our universe dies. There will be no more stars, no more matter that can be used for fuel, complete and utter heat death. And at that point, Bobby Lashley will still retain the United States Championship for 3 more pay-per-views. Okay? I'm saying Bobby Lashley is going to take this, and if he somehow does lose, it is going to be the other 2 people pinning each other because, goddamn, we cannot have Lashley's shoulders touch them mats for any more than 2.8 seconds.
Is there an update on this? Is Keith Lee actually going to be in this matchup?
See, I last I understood, he was still going to be in it. He
wasn't on the Go Home show.
I know. I couldn't verify whether he was or not. Let me pop this up real quick, see if there was an actual update, because this is what they're still promoting on the WWE website.
Yeah, I looked like 2-3 hours ago, and there was no update. There was just speculation that he may not be in this matchup. That's why I hate this. I hate
Yeah.
this whole pay-per-view because every match has something like this, and this has become the thing with WWE. All of a sudden, is like you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't even know who's gonna be on the show.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna make a matchup, but it's not really the matchup.
Yeah.
Now,
So
I gotta
I can't
inject
tell.
this for just. I have to inject just this one thought here for you guys to ruminate on. So, it would be the right thing to do to put the United States Championship on Keith Lee or Matt Riddle. Either one of them. That would be the right decision to make. But let me ask you something. Vincent Kennedy McMahon sitting back there like, well, now let me tell you something, pal. We've got, look at this, Bobby Lashley. I mean, he's big. He's muscly. He looks great on an 8x10. And we got these NXT call-up kids are actually middle-aged men. Like, no. What? We've only had you for 12 months? No. Look at Bobby over here. So, yeah, like I said, there is a chance that our universe may actually die of heat death before Vincent Kennedy McMahon makes the decision to take the belt off of Bobby Lashley. So
you got to give Lashley credit though. He's done really good with Hurt Business and the whole storyline. Like out of everything Bobby Lashley's done in his career, like this is probably the best. I kind of expect almost like a progression of, hey, maybe he can be more mainstream and work towards the higher titles. Like, do we need to keep him at the US? He's been the footheel of the WWE for so many years, and the guy that just kind of filled in. Now he's finally getting a little respect with this, and like, can we get back to the glory days of Bobby Lashley? How long's he got? I don't know.
The glory days
know.
of Bobby Lashley had a certain person on microphone like, do we love Bobby? I mean, come on now. Look at Bobby. That was his actual glory days. I'm sorry. So that was how I knew he was going to win. He got Bobby over somehow.
All right. Anywho, so Bobby Lashley, I've just never been a massive Bobby Lashley fan. He was so green during his first run in the WWE, and then eventually he popped up in Impact towards the end of my viewing of TNA Impact, and I'm like, damn, he's still somehow green. I haven't seen him in so long, but he's still green. And then I come back to WWE, and the son of a bitch followed me yet again. He came back around the time they had the greatest Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia, and I'm like, son of a bitch, he's still green. To this day, he's like a 12-year vet at this point. He's still green. Finally, I don't know what it is about this Hurt Business stable. I agree. This is some of the best work that Bobby Lashley has done. I think he's finally found his groove. They're finally pushing him as a monster. So I think part of it is Phil's right. They should never take the belt off of him. He's finally getting a good rub from it. He's having a good run. He looks like a dominant monster. So why would you take it off him? Chicken, what do you think is going to happen here?
Unfortunately, if the match goes as it's laid out, there's scenarios with this. If the match goes as laid out, I think they give him a rub up the ranks and an opportunity to lose his title without actually losing it, to where you could see Riddle or Lee taking it. I honestly think if it's those three, I think Keith Lee pins Riddle, which then you could still have Lashley get it back later if you didn't have a storyline for him, and you can play this game for a while, or you can start interjecting him into other storylines and start building on something else and move on, because there's plenty of talent to fight for this title, and Lashley could easily jump into either of the other big name title roles and move on. So if the match goes as played or as wrote, I think Keith Lee wins. If Keith Lee doesn't make this as rumored, Lashley's got to keep it. Yeah, that storyline's bunk. You got to protect your storyline at that point, because Keith, I don't see Riddle being.
But you got to make your final pick. Who are you going with? Is it
I just said if Lee, if Lee's there, Lee wins.
Okay, Keith Lee is taking it. All right. Chicken is going Keith. Now, I hope you're right, because that would be the right thing to do, is put the belt on either Keith Lee or Riddle. Either one of them could do amazing with the United States title run. But again, I think that it's going to be such a big shock when it does happen. I could see Bobby Lashley holding the title past WrestleMania, just so we're not going to see it coming. And then, bam, out of nowhere, we got like Johnny Gargano takes the fucking United States Championship from Bobby Lashley or something like that.
No,
like some big NXT call-up.
No. Johnny Gargano is not coming up and knocking up. He's literally half the size of Bobby Lashley. I'm sorry.
It would put him on the map.
No.
If Riddle can't beat Lashley, then why the fuck would he? Like
exactly. Thank you. I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters.
I gotta say, you guys show why there is some of that old school mentality that just has to be there. Because I mean, Tony and I have made this joke when we're watching people in wrestling. I was like, Tony, I shouldn't have the confidence that I could step into that ring and whip both fucking people wrestling right now. I shouldn't have that kind of confidence that I could whoop the flying fuck out of both of them at the same time. Yeah. And that's some of these guys. It's like the Jim Cornette joke. Jesus, God, can wrestlers get any smaller? But no, Johnny, I've seen him live. He could make us a believer. If Daniel Bryan could make us a believer that for a second, for a minute, he had a chance to beat Brock Lesnar, Johnny Gargano can make that sweet, beautiful music for us. Okay? That's just...
So can I pick this match now?
Yeah. Can you go now, too?
I still have another promo.
Okay, I guess I just don't get to pick. Right. No, I flat out don't think it matters if this is a two-way match or a three-way match. If it's Matt Riddle, yeah, I said it, Matt Riddle. If it's Matt Riddle versus Lashley, or if it's Riddle versus Lee versus Lashley, I don't think it matters. I have got Riddle to become the United States champion.
This could pick the winner.
I think this could be our most tense,
divisive match we've had.
I've got Riddle.
They better not put this on
I've got all my picks written down, pre-picks. So
it would be funny. It would be funny if it ends up in the pre-show.
I know. I think it's going to be Riddle because I'm hoping and I'm praying that I think that they've buried him just a little bit, leading up to this match, and I think that was by design. They make it look like he has absolutely no shot. Lee's beating the crap out of him. Lashley's absolutely destroying him. And I think he fumbles into winning this somehow. Like, obviously, he's probably going to pin Lee if that it is a three-way. But somehow, some way, Riddle's going to walk away with the belt because that keeps Lashley looking strong. And I'm hoping so much. Maybe, just maybe, there's a shred of chance they could convince Brock Lesnar to come have that match with Lashley at WrestleMania. Please let it happen. Please let it happen. We need it. We need the two monster MMA guys to have that match. I don't know if we're going
to have that match until both guys are in their 50s. That's when we'll probably have that match. Like when
we're not that far off.
No, we're not. Let's give it another 5 years.
So this is the match that's going to be the big decider. I think that this is the most division the three of us have had in a match in recent history. So I'm looking forward to this one, folks. Definitely be here to check it out, man. This is going to be great. And now we move on to
SmackDown Universal #1 Contenders Elimination Chamber match. This one, I think this is going to be a really solid match. I'm going in the order that they have it on the website, so this may not be the order that they have the show in, as we alluded to earlier. But I think this one could be a sleeper match of the year. I mean, look at the guys in this match. You've got Cesaro, Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, King Corbin, Sami Zayn. Like, all these guys are so talented in their own specific way. I think this could be a sleeper match of the year candidate already. I'm really looking forward to this one. I'll be completely honest. And I think there are so many ways you could go with this because obviously whoever wins this match is going up against Roman Reigns later in the show. We assume in the main event. But this could be a really great match. All these guys have a different trajectory heading into WrestleMania. So it's kind of pointless giving them the win here and then having them beat Roman Reigns, any of them. But there's so many possibilities. I'm really excited for this match. It's one I'm looking forward to the most. What do you guys think?
I'm not looking forward to this at all because the fact that we already think Roman Reigns is going to end up going against Edge. So who cares who wins this? Like, so the Elimination Chamber should not be a throwaway fun show. It should be a story, concrete building thing heading into WrestleMania. But I digress. Sorry, I just had to throw that in there because I'm so annoyed that like this is who we got. And if Kevin Owens fucking wins this and loses again at another pay-per-view, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind.
I'm gonna let you guys go first for your picks.
Well, go ahead, Chicken.
I'm going Cesaro. And
Really?
Yeah, I'm going Cesaro. The little promo and how the last couple weeks have gone, it makes a little bit of sense. I guess Daniel Bryan's kind of like the backup to that because I could see that being like a backup storyline for the future. But god damn it, I will not pick Kevin Owens for this fucking thing because I do not want to see him lose again. I'm done with Kevin Owens.
Bitch.
Unless Kevin Owens goes heel in this one, that would be the only way I'd be cool with it.
So, Tony, you were
you
going
can't have heel
Cesaro
versus heel.
too. I thought I was going to have the big shock when I said Cesaro because this would be the perfect way for him to finally be a breakout talent in some way. He conquers the Elimination Chamber. He goes on to have a 4-star classic with Roman Reigns. Yes, he loses, but still, that still be the performance that finally, after all these fucking years, puts him on the fucking map. That's what I've been
Cesaro
thinking. That's
too.
why, yes.
No.
Oh, man.
And
Yeah,
that's why
I'll
let you guys go first because I'm going to shock you all when you both pick Kevin Owens and Daniel Bryan.
No.
Surely.
No, I was thinking I was going to be the lone man out picking Cesaro here. I think the easy thing, honestly, part of me was thinking
I think we all just want to see this guy finally fucking succeed after all these fucking years. And so there's that welling, that desire for it. And so if they've got any knowledge in their head but there's also, like you said, the backup of Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, the Royal Rumble, whatever we never got to see. So
but I think if I wasn't going to pick Cesaro, I think the laziest thing that they could do is somehow Jey Uso manages to win this thing with probably some help, and then
if Jey Uso just
wins this, down,
and he beats Roman Reigns because that's the ultimate drama.
Ooh.
I think they just have to
hate
lay
it
down
and I love it.
I know, right?
I hate it and I love it at the same time. So, and if Baron Corbin somehow like falls on a banana peel and somehow gets the 1, 2, 3, then you're basically just going to see look up Goldberg in 1997. And his squash matches where he would just spear over people and demolish them. That will be Roman versus Baron. Sammy, thank you for coming. Thank you for the awesome bumps you're going to take. But what
I would love to see is before they enter the chambers, Edge comes, beats the shit out of somebody and replaces them. And then Edge wins it. And we get to see a preview of WrestleMania. That'd be cool.
Jesus. Now, that would be a little much. Now, don't get me wrong. That would be
a little much
like
for Elimination Chamber.
I know, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm also saying, for Edge's return arc, excuse me.
He's about to hit his 10-year anniversary of retiring. So, this is the time
what
to
I'm
shine.
saying is he comes back and I win the Royal Rumble. Then fuck it, I win the Elimination Chamber too, and give me the Universal Belt while we're at it. It's almost like Edge is he's in the video game mode, and he's just no, I want to win the Royal Rumble and the Elimination Chamber. Then
he's got it on easy, yeah.
And as us fans, we're totally down for it. It was like me and Tony in SmackDown 2. Tony in the career mode, we were in the same career. He could only get a European title shot, and for some reason, my character's here's a hardcore title shot. Now here's an Intercontinental title shot. Fuck it, let's make it WWE champion all in 3 weeks.
And tag.
So he's
and
but
tag.
this is my game. Why am I not in my game? Like, yeah, it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life in a wrestling game. So
it did sour me on that game just a little bit.
Tony's like, well, fuck you. I'm the European champion.
That's all I had. All right. So shockingly,
I think we can move on.
I didn't think we would all have Cesaro. I really thought I was going to be alone on that one. But all right. I love it. I truly do hope he has.
Well, cool. I
hope he has
cheering on for Cesaro.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Go Cesaro. He's been overlooked for way too long. All right. So we are going to talk about the WWE World Title Elimination Chamber match. I don't know that this one will be quite as good, but then again, look at the guys in this match. You've got Kofi Kingston, former champ. Sheamus, former 2 or 3-time champ. I can't remember, honestly. You got Randy Orton, 15-time champ now. AJ Styles, former 2-time champ. Jeff Hardy, Jesus, he's had numerous world titles across how many promotions? And of course, the 2-time champ himself, current champ, Drew McIntyre. And this one, I don't get it. I don't understand why they're making him defend the belt in this match. I mean, yeah, it sells the show. It sells the show. But anybody with the WWE Network subscription for the last month that it's existing before it goes to Peacock was going to watch this show anyway. So I guess I don't understand the storyline. I think you could set up some things with this. I think you could set up Sheamus and Drew McIntyre heading into Mania. I don't know what they're setting up AJ Styles for. I think we kind of have an idea what Randy Orton's going to be doing. Kofi and Jeff Hardy, I think, are just there. So really, I'm a little surprised. Chicken, you better go first here.
No, I'm gonna have to reserve as champion.
All right.
My time to go last on this one. Yeah, sorry. I gotta pull the tribal king here, and
he pulled the tribal chief. Oh, you son of a bitch! All right, can I take this first, T?
By all means.
Here's the thing: the Peacock deal is just getting finalized, and the WWE Network will be moving to the NBC Peacock Network soon. So you're saying, what's the point of this match? Well, Tony, pro wrestling is and has always been a primarily carny business. It's a carnival business. So what we're seeing here is, hey, folks, look at all the stars for the circus that's about to come to town. And so we've got all the big stars. AJ Styles. Hey, Randy Orton, remember him? Jeff Hardy, remember him? You remember these people. Well, they're now wrestling our world champion, Drew McIntyre, and also, hey, Kofi Kingston. We all love Kofi, right? He's there too. And that's what we're seeing here. It's a cavalcade of stars and faces that we're getting out in front of the people. So when the new circus comes to town, people know of all of these stars. Now, it's kind of weird because you're really not going to like my picks here, guys. My pick to win the Elimination Chamber match is the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast 2018 Tag Team Wrestler of the Year, Sheamus. This is looking to be a good night for the bar.
You're kidding me, right?
No, I'm not.
No, you're kidding, right?
No. Nope.
Okay, I'm going to write it down before you change your mind.
Write it down. Write it down. I would love to see Drew McIntyre retain, but we're going to have a weird Drew's. Sheamus is going to take the title for whatever fucking reason, and then Drew's going to win it back next month, but they've got some weird little fucking program between the two of them, and that's going to be a title. God, I sure hope that's not the program going into WrestleMania, but there's a chance for it. So I'm giving this one to Sheamus. It's going to be a good night for the bar.
Wow. I when you said 2018 wrestler,
I know you were thinking it was going to be the phenomenal AJ Styles, and he's my number 3. But nope.
It's not going to be Kofi. It's not going to be Jeff Hardy.
Nope.
It's probably not going to be AJ Styles. That just leaves Drew to retain, Sheamus to win, or Randy Orton. It's not going to be Randy Orton. It's not, because the Fiend's going to show up and he's going to prevent that. It's just going to happen. Do you know how I know this? Watch the fucking preview. They have the carnival spooky dookie music happening as they do the preview. So obviously it's the foreshadowing. The Fiend is coming back tomorrow night. Thank God. We're going to see some crazy new look and outfit. Hopefully they don't.
The crispy critter from Canyon Creek.
Yeah, exactly. So I like where your head's at, Phil. I don't think it's going to happen for Sheamus here. I think Drew's going to retain. Just plain and simple.
I would love to be wrong on this. Like, I'm just being frank, but I'm just like, I don't know why. It's one of those, like, I knows I'm right, and I knows it.
Fair
So
enough.
I've
So,
purposely,
champ,
I
soon to be former champ.
purposefully poured a glass of Guinness tonight for this show. Not because I'm picking Sheamus. Not because I'm picking Sheamus. Just, you know. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I had you fooled there for a second. No, okay. So Sheamus has a really good shot in here. If I were the writer, just play with this real quick. We know the Fiend's going to interfere in this match.
Yep.
You want to, like, this Drew McIntyre thing's gone on for so long, and then finally Sheamus can beat Drew McIntyre. But, like, how fun is this story now? Like, McIntyre's gone through everybody in the roster. And Sheamus, okay, he can't get past Sheamus, and now there's this feud. Okay, that's weird because he's just crushed everybody without any problems. And now it's all of a sudden Sheamus is the problem? Okay, I don't get that. I don't get that, like, that storyline. Throw this in there. I'm not saying this is my pick. I'm just saying this is, if I was the writer, here's what I would do. I would have the Fiend come back, interfere in the match in a way such as to not only scare the living shit out of Randy Orton, but also force him to win. To the point where Randy Orton's scared to win, but the Fiend makes him win, throws Randy Orton on somebody to pin him so he can face Randy Orton for the title in WrestleMania. That would be the coolest fucking storyline. Okay. It's not going to fucking happen. I really think, God, this is, my imagination is, I have too much fun with it. Drew McIntyre walks out, keeps it, retains. I want something else to happen, but I don't see the investment in McIntyre for this whole time to just throw it away on Sheamus. That did Sheamus like re-sign a long-term contract? Like, why would we think Sheamus is going to take it?
Okay. The reason
other than him
Sheamus
winning the other night and
it,
throwing a wrench in the whole fucking thing, like that makes him look like he's not invincible. Like, that was the only thing I seen from Sheamus winning that match, and I was like, okay, yeah, we all knew McIntyre wasn't invincible. Eventually, he's going to lose. Okay. But why would like you end the storyline or build it up? I just, it's not fun. It's not fun. I hate it.
Yeah.
Now this is my pure speculation, but I do think, Sheamus is one of those guys that his time left is limited. And so this is him getting his one last run. He gets to, I was the champion one more time, and they do that with this company when folks are kind of on their way out. And this is the night for the bar. This is going to be Cesaro's coming out party, and this is going to be Sheamus taking the belt. Now, Cesaro's going to come up just short of taking the Universal title, but God damn it, I'd sure love to see Sheamus and Cesaro fucking holding them both at the end of the night. But,
I've got this. I've got this completely figured out. I got it now. All right. So, no, Sheamus is not going to win. Drew McIntyre is going to retain heading into WrestleMania. He's going to be the champ. Just that's how it's going to be. The Fiend is obviously going to prevent Randy Orton from winning in this match. He's going to return.
There's 6 more pay-per-views between now and WrestleMania. Yeah. Of course, Drew can take the belt back.
No, that's not the point. Because I think where my head's at right now is something you said on the last show. After the show had ended, you said that The Miz is not going to cash in until WrestleMania, and that's when The Miz cashes in and wins the title. I think you're going to see Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre, and after a long, grueling, devastating match between Sheamus and Drew McIntyre, where Drew retains again, The Miz does cash in, and that is the last damn thing you see on WrestleMania is The Miz with the fucking belt. But here's how I think it unfolds. The Miz does try to cash in. Maybe you've got Drew, maybe you've got Sheamus right there at the end. Maybe the Fiends come back, maybe not yet, but at some point The Miz is going to try to come cash in. Sheamus might have the match won. He's going to end up costing Sheamus the match. He's not going to cash in. He's going to fuck over Sheamus. That'll be something that they have to deal with at Fastlane. That sets up maybe a three-way match or a Sheamus-Miz match, something along those lines. It keeps Drew McIntyre with the belt until WrestleMania, but that's how it's going to be. The Miz is going to end up inadvertently helping Drew McIntyre to retain the belt. Or maybe he does it intentionally because whatever, he wants to beat Drew for the belt by cashing it. But something is going to happen. The Miz is going to get involved. The Fiend's going to get involved. And I think you can just kind of go with it from there. There's so many outs here. Drew's still leaving tomorrow night with the belt. And then so will I.
Okay.
We shall see, folks.
We got one more.
No,
We've got one more.
We got one more. Oh, I'm really, I'm really wondering about this one.
It's the Cesaro Roman Reigns match. I'm sure you guys all have very hard time picking this one. If it is Cesaro, which we all picked, but the winner of the Universal title #1 contendership chamber match. Does that person win the chamber?
Goldberg.
Fuck you.
Goldberg. Oh, wait. Okay, sorry.
Muted.
No, Roman Reigns retains, of course.
Yeah, I got Roman to retain.
Yeah, we all got Roman. Yeah, anybody who's that's another one that until almost the end of time, Roman will be on top of the card so long as he's with WWE.
Yeah.
So yeah. So Tony, will you please, as you're going over the scores here, highlight what are the big match differences and what will be the deciders for tomorrow night at Elimination Chamber, where we will find out who will become the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast Champion. Will Tony become a 9-time champion? Will I become an 8-time champion? Will Chicken become the still reigning, defending champion? You better tune in to see it. Now we go back to Tony for the official score.
Okay, so real quick, I have Peyton, Chicken has Peyton to step up, replace Lacey Evans. Phil's thinking Io Shirai. The Women's Tag Team Championship, we all have the champs to retain. The U.S. title, this is the big discrepancy here. I've got Riddle. Chicken has Lee if it's a 3-way, Lashley if it's a 2-way. I think it's going to end up being a 3-way, though. Lashley is Phil's pick. Phil thinks Lashley's never going to lose the belt ever again, potentially. The Raw Women's, we've got Asuka across the board. I think that's more than fair. Why take it off of her now? The Universal Chamber match. Surprisingly, we all picked Cesaro. I'm still shocked.
Tony disappeared.
Well, beautiful people.
I keep trying to click him in, and he clicks himself out. All right, there.
I don't know.
You guys
what
are
happened?
arm wrestling over.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know. I must have clicked myself off. I was so excited. But Justin Chris is obviously very excited for me as well because I am going to once again become Tony fucking 2 belts tomorrow night. Yes, 3-way giggity. No, we all surprisingly picked Cesaro in the Universal Title Chambership #1 contender match. Then we all have Roman Reigns to retain after that fact. I have Drew. Chicken's got Drew. Phil surprisingly took Sheamus. But then we had the opener. I'm thinking U.S. title match. Phil's thinking the Universal Chamber, and Chicken's thinking the women's tag. Main event, we've all got Roman Reigns. So there is some discrepancy, but there's also, we're all kind of on the same page here. I think both chamber matches are going to be fucking outstanding. I think that's really all this show is going to be about. These 2 big matches, because they're both just riddled with talent. I think this is really going to be at least one of these is going to be contender for match of the year. I'm really excited for both of those matches.
I agree, and shame on you, Justin, Chris, you chanting Tony in the chat.
Damn right.
How dare you,
Damn
sir?
right.
How dare you?
Damn right.
Get Greta Thunberg on your ass.
Dare you.
What?
But yeah, so folks, that is our predictions and our pre.
Oh, we figured out how to shut Phil up, apparently.
You guys are a bunch of dicks.
Greta
this
Thunberg
is,
shows up
folks,
on screen and Phil's quiet all of a sudden.
So, okay, what do you guys think? What do you think is going to be the best match of the night before we hang this one up?
Cesaro versus Roman Reigns.
Think so?
Damn.
Yep,
That
I
could
think they're
be.
going to put on a 4-star classic to be Cesaro's coming out party.
Okay. I'm going to stick with the SmackDown Chamber match. I really think that those 6 guys are going to have an amazing chemistry. I think that's going to be a stellar Chamber match for the ages. I really do. I think that's going to be outstanding.
I think the end of the Chamber match, I think we're going to end up with Cesaro, Kevin Owens, and Daniel Bryan. I think just them 3 together, I think that right there, just it's promising to be really, really good. We'll see how long they let it play out, but like that could be so fun to watch. So that's really what I'm looking forward to.
All right.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Yes. So, folks, be sure to stay right here Sunday night. As soon as the pay-per-view has subsided, we will be right here. We'll get to you as soon as we can for all of our analysis of all the crazy things that have happened at the Elimination Chamber and who will get eliminated tomorrow night. Will Chicken retain his championship belt, or will the King of Extreme and the Lord of the Scottish Highlands and the Conqueror of the Ethereal reign triumphant over these villains? Or will Tony become the 9-time,
Oh, God.
9-time Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion? Folks, you will be here to see it tonight or tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, you will be here. Do not miss it. Like, share, subscribe. Let all of your friends know they need to see this podcast more than they need to see anything else tomorrow night. This is the place. This is the time. Elimination Chamber. I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your King of Extreme, Phil KOE. Folks, all that being said, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. Raise a glass to yourselves. I now sign off and hand off to my indomitable broadcast partners and my foes for tomorrow evening. Gentlemen, take it away.
Good luck, fellas. I wish you the best. Look forward to I have a feeling one way or another, if you ever want to see this thing again, you're going to have to come to Iowa.
Regardless, I'm coming to Iowa and I'm taking that fucking thing back. Doesn't matter if I have to win it or I have to strip it off your body. Because let's face the facts. I'm an 8-time champion. It's my destiny to be this 9-time champion. It's going to fucking happen. I can feel it. Elimination Chamber is historically my event. I always do very, very well. I love my chances already. I'm just feeling it. I'm feeling it.
You've never faced me in the Elimination Chamber, though. That's the difference.
Hey, you don't have to make it easier for me, but I appreciate you doing so.
So he is the Drew McIntyre. He's never been in the chamber, but now he's stepping into the chamber, folks. So we're going to see what happens. And I think this beautiful Irish face here is going to take that belt from Chicken, just like Sheamus is going to take that belt from Drew McIntyre. It's kind of a weird one. I know. It's probably one of the most This is my biggest high risk, high reward pick that you've ever seen in Revolutionary Wrestling podcast history, folks. But we were here, gentlemen, before we sign this bad boy off. Any last things you'd like to say to these beautiful people?
Putting it on the line. Good luck, folks.
Yes, indeed. Nope. Decent show coming up, at least a couple of good matches. Be here shortly after the pay-per-view goes off the air. We're going to give you a little bit of time, at least a few minutes to gather your thoughts. Find us on YouTube. Get over to Big Buckin' on YouTube. Subscribe, like, share, all that. But specifically on Facebook, find us at Big Buckin', the home of the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. And, of course, like, share, subscribe to the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast on Spotify, on YouTube. Make sure you get the notifications, but most certainly be here tomorrow night, shortly after the pay-per-view goes off the air. Get the analysis, get the review, get to see me become the 9-time champ.
It might happen, folks. Definitely be here, folks. We love y'all. Raise a glass to yourself. Catch you tomorrow.
Indeed. Later, guys.